Hey guys, what's up? It's Gina. This is going to be my very first set of book reviews that I want to do. Now, some of you may have seen the video that I did the last time, which was about Twilight versus Vampire Diaries. Vampire Diaries is a TV pilot that is coming to the CW. They picked it up, and I was talking in the last video about how I hope that it will kind of negate whatever Twilight has been doing to vampire fiction. So I thought that it would be awesome to try and expose the people out in the world, to do my part to kind of expose them to the person who created the Vampire Diaries, who is LJ Smith. Now, I'm not going to be reviewing the Vampire Diaries just yet, but what I am going to start reviewing is her Night World series. And the Night World series is a series of 10 books. The 10th one is not out yet. She's still in the process of writing it, but I have the other 9. And the Night World is basically the society of vampires and werewolves and witches out in the world. They are kind of underground. They live their lives out in the open, but nobody knows who or what they really are. And they prefer it that way so that they can live their own lives and do their rituals and practice whatever they want to practice, and they don't have to worry about any ramifications about what they do. And there are 2 rules to the Night World. One is that you never tell a human about the Night World, and the other one is that you never fall in love with a human. And the Night World books, each individual book is a story about an instance in which both of those rules are broken, but the whole arc of the Night World stories is about this big apocalyptic war that's supposed to go on between the vampires and the witches and the werewolves that's apparently supposed to destroy everything. And there are a lot of factors that go into the war and little signs that show that the war is coming. One of the signs has to do with something called the soulmate principle, which is the idea that every person has somebody else out there in the world that they are made for, that they're meant to be together. Whether you actually find them or not, or if you're even going to get along with them once you do find them, is a moot point in the first book. Those ideas are kind of explored later on. But a lot of people in the Night World are finding that their soulmates are humans, which is kind of something that's tipping the Night World off. It's putting them on edge, and it's kind of making them realize that this big apocalyptic war is supposed to be coming. Now, in the books, it says that it's supposed to happen in the year 2000, and L.J. Smith did intend to write the final Night World book by the year 2000. But obviously, it's 2009, that didn't happen, so she did want to kind of rewrite them a little bit and fix the dates to try and fit in with the current times now. I don't know if she's really going to do that or not, but anyway. I thought that it would be good to start off with the first book in the Night World series, which is called Secret Vampire. Now, Secret Vampire is a great introduction, and I'll explain why. It stars a girl named Poppy, and Poppy has a best friend, James, who is a vampire. And he's in love with her, but he doesn't want to tell her because he is a part of the Night World, and he's not, if he did admit that he loved her, then both of their lives would be forfeit. He doesn't want to get her killed, but she winds up being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So he has 2 choices. He can either admit how he feels and tell her about the Night World and turn her into a vampire to save her life, or he could stand there and watch her die, and obviously he chooses the former route. And the reason why it's such a great introduction is because we get to go along with Poppy and discover things about the Night World. As a reader, you're just as new to the Night World as Poppy is, so it's a really great way to introduce the story. Now, the stuff that Poppy finds out in the first book is kind of gently reminded to you through all of the other books. And so you can really pick up any book in any order and be able to enjoy the book and understand it, but I suggest reading them in order. 1, because there is that whole big arc about the apocalyptic war that's supposed to be coming, so you might get a little confused if you don't read them in order. 2, the soulmate principle that I just discussed is introduced in the book. And thirdly, there is a very important character to the series who makes his introduction in the book named Ash Redfern. And Ash appears in a bunch of the other books. He's a very important character, and this is his introduction. And it's an introduction to not be missed. If you pick up any of the other books and Ash is in there, you won't really get the full sense of him as a character unless you see his introduction and see where he comes from. And reading them in order, you can also see the progression of him as a character. So I think that those three reasons are really why you should start with Secret Vampire and really kind of go in order. Now, I have the book in two different versions. This is my favorite version. This is the original 1996 print. This is supposed to be Poppy, and this is supposed to be James. It boasts a contest for a Night World pin that ended in 1997, and it also boasts a sheet of... Let me see if I can find them. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Yes, glow-in-the-dark star stickers, which I suppose for 1996 was pretty awesome. I like this version. It's small, it's thin, it's 228 pages, but, you know, it's soft cover. You can put it in your pocket or in your purse or whatever. It's nice to carry around. Now, these are out of print, so if you're going to look for the book, you're not going to really probably find it like this. You'll most likely find it like this. This is the Night World Omnibus, the first one. An omnibus is just a bunch of books put together into one. And this is the first three books in the Night World series. Secret Vampire, Daughters of Darkness, and Spellbinder. I think this is supposed to be Poppy on the cover because it's reminiscent of how L.J. Smith describes her. I'm just going to assume that it's Poppy. I don't know. But obviously, even though this is soft cover, it is a lot larger. I can still fit it in my purse. You know, we girls have big purses. But obviously, it's a little bit bigger. I prefer the smaller one, but right now I'm reading this because I'm in the middle of Spellbinder, actually. But anyway, it's a pretty good book. I enjoy the other books, I think, a lot more than I enjoy Secret Vampire. There's like 2 or 3 books in the series that I think are kind of a little bit of a low point comparatively. They're still good books, but I think the other books are at a better level. But this is a really great introduction. It's something that I definitely don't think that you should miss. For sure. It's definitely good. And one of the lines in this book that I absolutely love is when... I can't find it in particular, but there's a point towards the end of the book where James is talking to Ash, that really important character that I told you makes his introduction. And he looks at Ash and he tells him, you know, Ash, you've never really cared about anybody in your life, but one day you're going to care about somebody and it's really going to hurt. Now, is that foreshadowing or is that not foreshadowing? Who knows? But I can tell you that that question may or may not be answered in my next book review for the next book in the series, which is Daughters of Darkness. Now, this is only half of the review. The reviews for these books are going to be half vlog and half blog. You're going to see on the side here that I'm going to put a link to the blog that goes along with the vlog that you're watching, so you can watch this vlog and then you can read a little bit more in depth of a review on the blog and then leave comments and whatnot and whatever. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this inspires you to pick up the Night World and start it, and I will see you next time when I do a review of Daughters of Darkness. So talk to you guys later, and happy Easter and happy Passover to everyone out there.